On today's video, we're going to learn how to make bulletproof style coffee. It's something that I regularly recommend to patients, and they regularly ask, well, how do you make it? Well, this video is for you. Hello, my name is Dr. Brandon Pettke with Lone Star Progressive Medicine, and today we're going to make a bulletproof style coffee. The reason why I say bulletproof style coffee is it's not the exact recipe of the original bulletproof coffee. Original bulletproof coffee was developed by an individual and coined that term by an individual named Dave Asprey. And Dave Asprey personally had a sensitivity to mold toxins known as mycotoxins. And a lot of the coffee that he was drinking would have these mold toxins on them, and so he was having reactions to them. So he came up with a specific way to harvest and roast the beans and subsequently add these healthy fats to the coffee to not only to get his brain working better, but to give him more energy throughout the day and to keep him in what's called a modified intermittent fast. So on today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Okay, so you're going to need several different items and ingredients. First, you'll need some type of blender. I have a Vitamix here. You'll need some way to brew your coffee, which you probably already have. I use a French press, but you can use a regular drip press, or you can use a Keurig. You can use that as well. You'll need some grass-fed butter. I use Kerrygold butter. This gold label is the salted, and then there's silver is the unsalted. If you don't use Kerrygold, then you can use an organic butter as well. Organic butters are also grass-fed too. I just use this because it's a little bit less expensive. You can find it just about anywhere, even at Walmart. Then you're going to want some coconut oil. Yes, I have a big old tub of coconut oil here. You're going to want your coffee beans if you're brewing it like in a French press like I am, and you'll need something to heat up your water. I happen to have this electric kettle. So we're going to go ahead and warm up the water, and then I will come back and we will go through how to actually make it. All right, so the water is just about done. You can see it start to bubble just a little bit. You don't want to have, if you're brewing with electric kettle, you don't want to have it at a full boil. So I'm going to turn that off. Then I'm going to take the French press here, and we're going to add 3 scoops for this 24 ounces of water. I use 3 scoops here of a medium ground coffee bean. Again, you can use whatever coffee bean that you want to. And then we're just going to take, I watched lots of YouTube videos on how to properly do this years ago. So you fill it up about 1 inch, and you're going to wait about 30 seconds. But for the sake of time of this video, we're not going to wait the full 30 seconds. But anyway, that basically allows the coffee grounds to go down and not float. And then you're going to take this, and you are going to let that seep the rest of the way. Now what I do is, as this is going, actually when I'm actually making it, I'm usually doing some of this while it's brewing it's the water's brewing, and then the coffee's brewing and the water's boiling. I'll get it out one of these days. But anyway, so we're gonna take the butter. Now what you can do is you can use 1 to 2 tablespoons per cup of bulletproof coffee of butter. And yes, that may sound like a lot, but you can use that. And then you can use coconut oil. I usually use 1 to 2 teaspoons is what I recommend to patients. Sometimes patients don't like the coconut oil because it leaves kind of like an oily film. In the original recipe, it uses an MCT oil, which stands for medium chain triglyceride, and that's just a derivative of coconut oil. But I found that the closer it is to in nature that you use it, seems to be less issues. And one of the biggest complaints to too much MCT oil is loose stools or diarrhea. So I don't like that, and you probably don't either. So don't use the MCT oil. So I just use coconut oil. So what I literally do is, my family knows, is that I take this Kerrygold butter and I literally kind of draw a line in it halfway, and then I split that in half, and I split it in half again. And I usually use 1 of these full chunks. Now typically before I do that, I actually take a little bit of the coconut oil. Again, I use maybe a teaspoon for all of this. You can use more if you want, but I just get a little bit on the end of it, and then I do it on the blade like so, and put that in there. And then when I'm actually going to cut I just scrape the rest a little bit off and go like this. This is my little plate that stays in my refrigerator with the butter on it. Put that in there like so. And then the key thing is the blender. So I had many patients, I'm gonna turn this around. I had many patients that, that did not blend it. They just put the coffee in their cup and then put the butter in there and tried to stir it. Like, that's not gonna work because all the butter is gonna float to the top. So you don't want to do that. You want to actually blend it with the blender. It's probably not the full 2.5 minutes, but it's good enough for us. So we're gonna take this, and on a French press, you can see this metal screen right here. What that does is push all the grounds down to the bottom if you haven't ever used one, and my kids love to do this. They love to push that down. And so then on the top part of that, now you just have the coffee, and you take it and you pour it in there like so. And then once we get all this in here, then what we're gonna do is we're going to blend it up, and it'll be nice and creamy and frothy, and it tastes really good. So there's the rest of that there. All right, set that over here to the side. Definitely make sure you put your lid on. And then what I do, it literally takes like 3 seconds. I turn it off, make sure it's all the way down. Turn it on, it spins just a little bit if you have Vitamix, then turn the variable one, go all the way up. I know that was probably really loud. And then turn it off, and it's like that. And then, I will show you a video later on of it from the top. You take your mug, pour it in, and you can kind of see how it's super creamy and frothy, and it's really good. So enjoy your nice bulletproof style cup of coffee. One of the other things that I did want to cover is there are different ways that you can flavor your bulletproof coffee. So I'm going to go through a few of the most common ones that I use and that I tell patients to use as well. So this right here is called Sweet Leaf. It's a stevia. It's in the liquid form in the drop. It's so basically what you can do, everybody's a little bit different, but you just take these, squeeze it up, and you add a few drops to it if you want to sweeten it. This is an unflavored one. This next one is my most favorite on the flavored ones. It's an English Toffee by Sweet Leaf. You can find these at multiple different stores. You can also order these online. And then there's also a hazelnut as well. And so you can use this and put a few drops. You don't need that many drops, maybe 5 or so of these drops, 5 to 7 for this whole thing. It doesn't really take that much. Again, if you like it sweeter, as some of my patients do, you certainly can use more. And then the other thing that I like to do many times is without any sweetener is if you have any essential oils, we have at our house, we have Young Living essential oils. And I'll try to put a link in the bottom if you want to get some through a friend of mine. That's who we get them through. But anyway, Young Living essential oils, we use a peppermint oil. And so I just take this, and for this full thing when it's filled up, I put 3 drops in there, and then I just turn it on low like so, and it blends it up just a little bit, and then it has a peppermint coffee flavor. It actually tastes really, really good, and I do that a lot of mornings. So those are some other different renditions of the bulletproof style coffee. Hopefully this video was useful and valuable, and if you want to, feel free to share it with others. Have a wonderful day.